PFF TV, Solomon Wilcots, Sam Monson. We're here to talk about the no-drama locker room that is the Pittsburgh Steelers. No AB, but plenty of JuJu Smith-Schuster. And Sam, he's put up huge numbers with AB playing on the other side. What holds for him in 2019 without AB as he draws more attention?
Yeah, I think that's the big question mark. He leads the NFL over the past 2 years in terms of yards from the slot. We knew him as this great slot receiver. That's where he kind of broke onto the scene, and he's got over 1,300 yards from the slot. He's got the second most explosive plays of anybody. Only Larry Fitzgerald still getting it done, has more explosive plays over that time. But the big question mark is, when you move him outside, when he has to be the number one guy, what exactly can he do now that teams don't have to focus on Antonio Brown? But I think the good thing is, the stats say that he can still get it done outside. So far, if you look at his stats outside, they hold up pretty well.
Absolutely. He's putting up huge numbers. He was the Steelers' MVP, even with Antonio Brown on the roster 1 year ago. You talked about it, his ability to produce big plays, whether in the slot or on the outside. What the tape actually shows is he's a big guy. He's 215 pounds. Yes, he's fast, but he can win at the line of scrimmage. He can beat cornerbacks who's in press man-to-man coverage. So he shows speed, size, and strength, the ability to get open against tight man-to-man coverage. So I think those explosive plays could continue in 2019.
Yeah, I think they should. I mean, when you're looking at projecting guys to something different, you have to ask, can they get it done? Is there a reason that won't succeed doing something else? And I think what we're seeing, there's no reason he can't play outside. And if you just look at his plays lined up outside over the past couple of years, he's catching 72% of his targets. That's a ridiculously good rate. He actually has a higher yard per route run figure outside than he does inside. Most of the time, those slot guys, that's reverse, because you got a bit more space inside. The coverage isn't as tight. You don't have to deal with that press man-to-man all the time. So those guys are usually a little bit more productive inside than outside. He's actually the reverse. So you look at that and you say, there's really no reason he can't be a full-time outside guy if they want to do that. The only real unknown is what happens when Antonio Brown isn't there taking away the attention.
Yeah.
You know, when the coverage isn't getting rolled to him. And there's really no way of knowing that. You just have to say, well, look, at this point, everything else says he can do it. Let's give him the shot to prove he can.
When you and I were talking about JuJu Smith-Schuster, you kind of mentioned that he has a higher percentage in terms of his ability to get open.
Yeah.
In other words, if Big Ben is looking for him, he's going to get open more times than not. What does your data show?
Right, we dived into PFF Ultimate, our behind-the-scenes super product. We started pulling up some filters, and we were looking at when the quarterback is on his first read, is on his first look, and the wide receiver is open. What were the numbers like? And JuJu Smith-Schuster actually had better numbers, more targets than Antonio Brown last year. Now, he dropped a few passes. Antonio didn't drop any. Antonio had the touchdowns. But JuJu Smith was getting open at least as often as Antonio Brown was last season. Now, again, you don't know how much the coverage rolling towards Brown is factoring into that. But the bottom line is this guy's productive outside.
Yes, he is.
He's getting open all the time, inside or outside, and he's been incredibly productive throughout his career. There's no reason he can't succeed as a number one target.
JuJu Smith-Schuster led the Pittsburgh Steelers with 18 plays of over 20 yards or more. There's no reason why you can't believe that he can continue to put up big numbers, making explosive plays, even without Antonio Brown on the football field. He is Sam Monson. I'm Solomon Wilcots. This is Pro Football Focus TV.